step by step, but I'm on a different pace. You won't see me on the ground, cause I'm walking on the waves. I don't ever look down, 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 I'm just focused on his face. I don't gotta know it all, that's a different type of faith. Hold up, I know you gon' show up every time. When I'm good, when I'm bad, when I'm low, when I'm high, yeah. When I'm lost, look to God, he my guide, yeah. Haters talk, let them talk, no reply, yeah. Wait, I find strength inside my weakness. My strength, yeah. Expectations, you exceed them. Do my best, you supersede it. I'm complete cause you preceded me. Ah, da, 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 yeah, you know it. Ah, da, 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 yeah, you know it. Yeah, you know it. Yeah, you know it. Ah, da, 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 yeah, you know it. I don't got it all planned out, but you know I just watch it all pan out, cause I know that you know, covered in this life until forever. I don't got it all planned out, but you know I just watch it all pan out, cause I know that you know, covered in this life until forever.
And you're live. Hello, Purpose Seekers. We had a little technical difficulty earlier, but I am here. I am live, and I'm ready to impart some knowledge that I have, answer some questions that may come up, whatever it is that you are having that you're probably having questions about. You're probably like unsure about certain things. It's okay, because I've been there. I know when you're getting started in doing something new, it's like, am I going the right way? Am I doing the right steps? Do I need to phone a friend? I mean, what's going on? So I've been there. I know that those things, they happen, but it's okay, because life is a journey, and we're on this journey to be as successful and great as we possibly can. And we could do that with joy and knowing that we have a purpose in life that is greater than anything that we can ever imagine, if we give ourselves permission to be on this journey. So I wanted to start off by talking about the power of voice. So in my book, 21 Steps to Walk in Purpose, I talk about the power of voice and how it's critical, or actually crucial, to your walk in purpose. So when I wrote that particular chapter talking about the power of voice, I really thought about it, because I was like, what is that thing that when you're on your purpose journey that you have a lot of power with? And when I thought about that, I thought about like my own journey and what was the thing that I needed to embrace or grasp in order to make walking in purpose something that was a reality and not just a thought. So I thought about the power of voice. And why voice is because your voice has so much that it is saying, even when you're not speaking with words. So your actions, your deeds, your conversations, how you serve, how you show up, it's all entangled and just oozing with purpose. And what I mean by that, I talk about in my book, The Lioness. And I use the example of the lioness as the symbol of what I wanted people to get an understanding of how she operates in the wild for her family. And looking at that, she's ferocious when she needs to be, but she's also nurturing to her cubs. And when you see how you are in the space that you're in, you have to see yourself as the person who is making sure that decisions are being made, that the things that you're wanting to be determined about, it is all aligning with your life to walk in the purpose that you have identified as the purpose you want for your life. So again, when I'm talking about the lioness and how she is the pride of her family, she feeds her family, she goes out, she's the huntress, she's the one that's bringing back the meal, and the lion is not interfering with her as bringing in the food. He's standing near. If she needs him, he's going to be there if she calls to help bring down whatever large animal that she couldn't bring down on her own. And that's how I see the symbol of the lioness for your walk in purpose. So even in my own personal journey, when I'm thinking about when I first got on the path to discovering what my purpose is and how I can implement that purpose to be something not just for me, but for my family, for those that I serve, that I work alongside or walk alongside of. I wanted it to mean and touch where it needed to touch and have that meaning where it needed to have that meaning. So I remember this was like when my kids were younger, and I remember I was at a crossroad in life. I had gotten out of the military the first time, and I was really soul searching, like trying to see what it was that I wanted to do. Because every time I shared something that I wanted to do with someone that couldn't see my vision, didn't see the passion that I had for what I wanted to do, it was always like a roadblock or a hindrance, an obstacle, something for me to try to get over or get around. And I didn't see the things that I already had were purposeful things, and that within there was my purpose. And I remember asking myself the question like, what is it that I'm supposed to do? Who is it that I'm supposed to help along my journey? When I really thought about like, oh my gosh, I don't know what it was. And I remember at the time, I was already doing something. I was writing some poetry, exaltations, things that were messages to God the Creator, but it was for me. So it was my own personal little talk that I would write down, and I realized that in the writing, it was helping me to heal from different childhood traumas, different things that I was experiencing in life, and it was like, this is really good. Like it was like vitalizing me, just bringing me alive. And I remember sharing one of my stories with a coworker, and we had some downtime, and I remember reading her one of the excerpts that I wrote, and it was called Behold. And in that I was saying like, behold, there in the midst of the billows and the waves, the winds, how they blow, it takes my breath away. And I was just writing that, and in feeling that feeling, it was like it was a release. So I found that the words that I was speaking, those words, they were inspiring and they were encouraging. And in inspiring and encouraging, not just me, but others. So when the person read what I was writing, they were like, oh my gosh, this is really good. It's like touching my heart right now, and it's making me feel really good about myself. And at that point, I kind of connected to, oh, wow. Because it not just made the person who was reading it feel good, but it also, like, I was giving something, I was giving some life, a light, hope, encouragement to someone else. And it wasn't just me, it was someone that was outside of my home that I was encouraging their day and making them rethink whatever they were facing in their lives and seeing like, oh, wow, hey, they was like, this really did. It made me feel better. So fast forwarding into today, actually throughout from that time when I discovered that all the way until present date, I found that helping people and giving them that inspiration and that hope was the purpose and the design for my life. Instead of trying to do other things that other people wanted me to do, I focused on doing the things that was designed for me to do. And when I settled in that space and I embraced that, that's when I found that life was even more exhilarating, even more joyful. And that speaks volumes. Even when I share a smile with someone, because, just smiling, it can brighten up somebody's day, because you don't know who's having a rough day around you. You only know the heartbeat of you. You know how you're feeling. You know how you're being present in what you're doing, the space that you're in, the people that you're talking to, those people that you're influencing. And with that, there's a power in that moment of speaking when you're not even saying a word. It's showing someone that, hey, even that little smile for a moment there, they're seeing, oh, I matter. This person saw me and they're giving me hope. They're giving me some sort of comfort that I'm seen, that they see me. And a lot of times the power of your voice, it's touching the core of someone's heart who wouldn't necessarily, can't even express into words how they're feeling. They're not even able to express into words the things that they're seeing. But just your presence in what you say or how you show up is enough to give them hope, to give them the light of, hey, there's someone out there that they do see me, they do hear me, and they are concerned about my well-being. Okay, so I'm not in this alone. And that's a good thing. So when you're looking at the power of your voice, you're looking at your entire view, your acts of service, and how you're giving the best of you in the moments that you have. So I wanted to express a little bit about how the walk in purpose is, or how the power of your voice is helping with you walking in your purpose. And it also helps you with your self-esteem, because you're moving out of a place of, I'm going to keep all of this into myself and I'm not really going to speak, into, hey, yeah, now I'm comfortable with who I am and how I'm showing up, not just here, but I'm showing up in the space that I'm in. So when you're showing up in the space that you're in, now you're saying, hey, with what I have, I can build on this time, getting from that sense of not really having a high self-esteem or a low self-esteem. If you're like in that space where you're moving from that and connecting with or aligning with the power of your voice to walk in your purpose, because you're seeing it now. Now it's visualized now, because if you could see yourself in the place where you want to be or need to be, then you know you can reach that place, because it's not an impossibility. Because if you see it, you can be it. Kind of rhymed, but that's the place where I'm wanting you to actually be in the space of. And if I didn't acknowledge anyone on, I apologize. I would like to acknowledge those that are listening. And I'm glad that you've joined me today to jump in. And if you have questions, don't be afraid to go ahead and just put it on the screen, and I will answer the questions as they come in. But otherwise than that, if you could wish for anything, a moment or a time that you could talk to the future you to see how 10 years from now, or not even that long, if a year from now or 5 years from now, if you could speak to that future you and ask you the question like, hey, how did you get to this successful spot when right now I am faced with so much adversities that I don't even see the power of what I'm saying even bridging gaps? Well, if you, the future you, that's already overcame that obstacle, could say something to you, what would that be? What would be the thing that would make that relationship even better? That would connect your heart to the heart of the future you going forward. Just think about that for a moment. Again, this is the first live that I am doing, and I'm super excited about doing this live. I wanted to come and share a little bit with you, and also give you the opportunity to ask the questions that were on your heart and that you may wanted to ask or pose to me that I could help you with. I'm here to help you on your journey and be with you in this space. The journey of purpose is not mystical. It's not something that's, supernatural. It's actually you aligning with your life, saying, hey, this is the direction in which I want to go, because my heart is saying, here is where I can help the most. And a lot of times when you're thinking about your purpose or your goal that you're wanting to do for your life, sometimes in coaching sessions that I've had with people, I've actually gotten the response of, oh, it's nothing big. That's nothing big. And I'm like, no. Don't downplay your gift. Don't downplay your ability. That small thing that you didn't think was important is actually super important to the person that it is for. There's someone out there that's waiting to hear your songs. There's someone out there waiting to read your books. There's someone out there waiting for the trainer that you are. Or they're waiting to see your company just come to life. So there are so many things that your purpose is for, that there are people waiting for that purpose you have. Okay, so I have a question that was, so when it comes to using your voice, does this connect with building confidence? And I want to say, yes, JL, it does. When you are using your voice, it does. And I said it a little earlier that it helps you with your confidence. And how it helps you with your confidence is because the more you put yourself out there to be seen and heard, the more you're getting a little bit more comfortable with what you're saying. And don't try to go and say like, if you're a doctor and your passion and purpose is to help people with joint pain, or to help people be able to find different ways to feel better from their pain, then with that you can say, because it's your space, right? So you're able to talk on that easily. You're able to address this, any kind of questions that come up, because it's a conversation. At the end of the day, it's just a conversation that you're having with the person about your expertise and your skill set. So you're okay with speaking about it. But if you're in that profession and then all of a sudden you go and you try to talk to them about building a house, but you've never built a house before, that's not even in your demographics of your profession, then it's not much you can kind of help them on, except for whatever you've researched and looked up to try to kind of talk to them about it. But the conversation is going to be a little awkward and the confidence is not going to be there. But if you're talking about things that you are confident about, things that you've studied for a minute, or you've worked at for a while, or that it is your ability or your skill set that you're doing, those are easy conversations to have. And so the confidence come in the conversation because you know what you're talking about. If that helped. So in this space, I just wanted to make sure that you know that the power of your voice, it is the essence of you. It is what you are, like I said, what you're saying and what you're not saying. And the love of that you have on the inside, it is seen in how you're speaking to others. Because we want to hold people in a good space. We want to encourage them. We want them to know that, hey, yeah, life is hard. It's tough, yes. But the beauty in life is that we get to share a little bit of what we've experienced. We get to share a little bit of the joy that we have, the things that we've created in life, that it makes other people get filled with joy and excitement in their life and in their walk. Just seeing that is enough to say, hey, yes, you may be in a place where you're struggling right now, but it won't be always. So with voice and the power of your voice, you're just shining the light, showing them the way that they can be happy, that the relationship can work. Because communication actually is like the biggest piece in any relationship. So if you have a work relationship, if you're having a relationship with a significant other, those relationships require your communication. And in communicating, like I said, there's power in that. Because now the narrative is not, hey, this is, how it is. The narrative is more of, hey, look, we're facing an issue and I don't like this, or this is where my heart is at. These are the things that I'm wanting to do, and this is how I want to be seen or show up, or I feel this way. So when you're having that type of real conversation with someone else, then they're more, instead of trying to guess at what you're saying or guess at how you're feeling, but you're actually saying how you're feeling, and you're saying what's helping you, what's not helping you. With that communication, it's like, oh, okay, so I don't have to play 21 questions and try to figure out what it is that this person is saying to me. It's more of, oh, okay, I see your point. So now the perspective of your voice saying this thing and I'm taking it as it's a direct hit. It's more of, oh, okay, now I see, because I can ask the question. I see you're saying, hey, in order to overcome this obstacle, I can propel forward if I jump this way. And the person's like, okay, so you're saying I got to jump this way in order for me to overcome obstacles, but I don't get it. So when you're speaking, now they can explain like, oh, hey, this is what I mean. In order to get through the obstacle of setbacks, in order to get through the obstacle of delays, this is what you do. So step one, find out what it was that caused the delay. Get to the heart of what that issue is and then readdress it or adjust it a little bit. Maybe you might want to connect this or connect that to the situation in order for this to be successful. So when you see it like that and you see how the conversation is more of, it's not out of your wheelhouse. Your conversation is actually in the things that you already know. And that is where the power lies, in what you already have in you instinctively. Because your experiences, your determination, all of the things that you've gone through in your life, it wasn't for nothing. It was that thing that helped you. It was that driving force that helped you get to the resiliency in your life that you're in. You are amazing in who you are. And the power of your voice is so strong because you control the narrative of who you are in the place that you're in. NJL, awesome. You are so wonderful. You're welcome. So any other questions? And if there are not, and even afterwards, like even if you're looking at this recording afterwards, you can still put comments in the chat and I would address those comments. Or if not, I'm pretty sure the community will help you out with the comments. But I really want to make sure that when you're looking at your inner voice and allowing the amplifying of what you're saying to build you, not only internally, but it's building you externally as well. You want to make sure that you are exploring those areas that kept you playing it small. Because a lot of times, like I said, with different things that happen in life, when you are faced with some sort of challenge or some sort of setback, for example, I remember when I was younger, and I remember the neighborhood bully was actually a girl. Can you believe it? But I remember this girl was so much bigger than the rest of us. Even though she was supposed to be in our grade, in our age, but she was so much bigger, like taller and bigger in mass. So I remember, just being in that space where you had to challenge the bully, because I don't know how some of you have grown up, but when I grew up, it was you had to be able to stand your own ground and you had to be able to throw it off the bully. So if the bully hit you, you had to hit them back, type of thing. And I remember looking at this massive person going, oh my God, if she hit me, I will break. Is what I thought. But in actuality, she was really misunderstood. And it wasn't until I got a little older and really started, because, I observed how she was, how she interacted with people, and I realized that she was actually really lonely. And getting to know her, it was through conversations. Even though I was like, oh my God, yeah, I'm afraid, I extended the olive branch. And with that particular neighborhood bully, she was only defending her position because she was so much bigger, and people did they picked on her, but it was a different type of picking, like more of talking about her. And who at that age, when you're really young in an elementary school, don't really care for people picking on you. So when you're faced with those types of things, you're thinking about, how do I get out of it? How do I not really get out, but go through this, and go through this with grace and dignity, and knowing that at the end of this journey, I'm going to have the skill set that I need. I'm going to be able to overcome not just this obstacles, but things that would probably come again. So when you're looking at it, you have to see it through a different lens, with a different perspective of, is this person really challenging me, or are they challenging something in their own life? Like with the bully that I experienced way back in those days, it was her challenging her own life. And a lot of times people attack other people, or they hurt other people because they're hurt. And in my experience, when that happens, my mom used to always tell us that, we can't control other people, but we can control us. And thinking about that, as I got older, I understood, like, oh, wow, yeah, that's right. You can't control other people, but you can control you. You can't control what other people say about you, but you can control what you say about you. And what you say about you is super invaluable and super important. So connecting to what you're saying about you is even more greater, because it's like a seed. You have to see your words as a seed, and your life is like a garden. So when you're seeding your life, you want to affirm yourself. And that's one of the big things that I like to do. I love to do affirmations. I love to do decrees and declaring. And in affirmations, I love to talk about building yourself up. So even if you don't see it right now, you can see it. And how you see it is you are giving yourself those affirmations that's going to fortify you. And so no matter what comes up, you're going to see it differently, because you are affirming yourself. So when somebody's saying, oh, you didn't do that right because you just never do things right, you're going to be like, nope, that's not me. What's me is that I do everything with excellence. I do everything at the unique style of me, and people love it. And the more you say it, your life lines up with your words. That seed that's planted in your garden of your life, it now grows into the flourishing, live, vivacious you to do the purpose that you have in you to do. So I know I came on just a little bit late on today, and like I said, we had a few technical issues, but it's okay, because even in the technical issues, you have to be able to see that life itself, even the journey of walking in your purpose, sometimes you have things that happen. You have technical issues. And in having those technical issues, it does not take away from who you are. It doesn't take away from the voice that you have. It doesn't take away from the walk that you are on. In actuality, It is showing you a new way of looking at it, adjusting your course, setting your sail, or setting your attention on better ways of making the things that you do, or the purpose that you have identified that is the purpose in your life. It is now a directional, not really, I don't want to say roadway, but I would say like a path. You know, when you're walking a path, even in life, sometimes you may come across a stone or crack in the pathway, and you have to slightly adjust your course to walk around that obstacle to get to the other side of the lake or the beauty that you're wanting to see. And that's the same thing with life. Sometimes you have to readjust, but be okay with the adjustment. Be okay with the journey, because we're all learning, we're all growing, and we're all going to get to that place of the better greatness that we have in us if you keep moving forward. The only time it doesn't work is when you stop or quit on yourself. But the best and greatest thing that you can do is have that conversation with yourself and empower yourself with the affirming words that's going to fortify you, that's going to build up your confidence, that's going to get you out and doing the things that you love to do. I hope this conversation helped. And again, leave comments if you're wanting more topics on the walk in purpose. And like I said, my book, 21 Steps to Walk in Purpose, it's got the steps that I used in order to get to my purpose in life. You can use them, you can modify it, but each step that you take towards the purpose that you're wanting to get to and do the ambitions in life that you have set aside as your goal and you want to achieve, you can do those things. You don't have to wait on someone else. And then other people's thought about what it is that you should do. If that's not what your life is lining up to, or your heart is saying, this is fulfilling me, this is energizing me, and it's giving me a new drive of passion to want to be this person of purpose. If that's not what your heart is saying, then that might not be your purpose. So on the next time, and next time we'll be able to navigate through the waters of the technical issues, but this was a great honor and a privilege to be able to speak with you all on today. Awesome. I like what JL said. She said that I find writing affirmations to be a bit tough. But hey, let me tell you this, Jasmine. Or JL, because I don't even know. I don't even know what your name is. I'm just giving you a name. I apologize. Okay, so JL, when you're writing affirmations, and sometimes and I've found that even in my own experience in helping people write affirmations for their lives, and they're finding challenging things to say about themselves, I tell them to look at all the things that they can do. What are the things that you feel that you can do right now that you find are good, or you were successful at? And start there. So if you are in school and you wrote the best paper of your life, then I am a great paper writer. Write that. If you woke up and you weren't sick, then you could say, I am a great person who woke up well. But you start where you are. You don't have to come up with like some imaginational thing that you can't believe in. You write things that you know. What have you accomplished in your life? What are those things that you have successfully done in your life? What goals did you actually achieve in your life that it got you the feeling of fulfillment, that feeling of, oh my gosh, accomplishments, that I've done it, I did this, and I won, or hey, I said that well, I read that perfectly. So when you think of those things, you can write those down as affirmations. You can write those down as something that's going to inspire you. So don't look at the toughness in what you're trying to write as your affirmations to say to yourself. Just look yourself, especially if you know you want to be a person that's more confident, then you can look and write down, hey, I am confident. And then you can go to the mirror. One of my friends who lives in the UK, she loves mirror work. And one of the things that we both agree on, because this is what she was doing in her practice, and I was like, oh, wow, I do that on my own. You look in the mirror and look yourself in the eyes. It's nothing like looking at yourself and saying affirming words. And you look at yourself and you say, I am confident. I am enough. I am great. I am a person that is walking in purpose. I am a person that's operating from a full and happy cup. When you say things like that to yourself, at first it's going to be like crazy. Like you probably might like turn away, because like the first time I ever did it, it was like, ooh, it hit differently. It really hit differently. And when it did, it was like, yeah. And then you start agreeing with it because now you can see it. Now it really does have a meaning. And when you're speaking those words to yourself, remember, think of your life as a garden and your words as a seed. And you want to put positive things in the ground of your life that is going to grow up and flourish into the brilliant you that you know you are. You are great. You're phenomenal. But you won't be able to see it if you don't take the seed and start where you are and plant it in the ground. One thing that someone said to me years ago, and when I heard it, I took it to heart. And I was like, this person is right. They said, and they probably don't even know that that was a nugget of what they said. And they said, no one cares for your career like you care for your career. And I connected with it and was like, wow, that's so true. But you can say that for your heart too. Like, no one cares for your heart like you care for your heart. And in doing that, you want to guard it. You want to make sure that you're not pushing or allowing negative things to feed you. You're allowing positive things to come into your heart, to settle and to grow up and build you from the inside out. So the things that you're feeding yourself on the inside, it's going to come outward. And now everybody's going to see what you already know, that you are amazing. And you're going to be like, yes, I was amazing all along. So that is my time. And I look forward to being on another live with you. I will announce it when I come on another live, and we'll talk about another topic. And you all can put in the comments too of the topic that you're wanting to talk a little bit more about. If there's any questions, you can put that in the chat and I will answer any more questions just before I take on. I got like maybe 2 more minutes, and then we will end this segment of my live with Francis. I love that, JL. Facts. Awesome. Okay, so again, thank you so much. this has been a great honor to be able to come live and speak with you and encourage you and hopefully give you the words of wisdom that you needed, or the help that you needed in order to make your walk in purpose not just a saying, but a reality. Thank you.